Also, the CVS thing had nothing to do with me going to the hospital. I know that was like a coincidence because I tweeted that literally earlier in the day that I then went to the hospital. Not related in any way, shape, or form. So I'm not saying in any way that CVS sent me to the hospital. That's legally, I'm trying to cover my ass here. That's not what I'm saying. I did the ADHD. Yeah. The CVS thing was, I was switching medications, right? And this is not something that I wanted to like publicly tweet about because it's not a public matter, right? It's not a thing. But the problem was, right? I was switching from, I've been taking Adderall for like 10 years, and I'm not condoning any of this. This is me, only me. I'm not a doctor. Ask your own damn doctor about this shit. But I have been taking Adderall for like 10 years, and there's this new medication called Astaris that came out that I wanted to try. And the problem with a new medication is that trying to get your goddamn pharmacy or insurance to even understand that there is something out there, let alone pay for it, is a fucking nightmare. I spent literally, and when I said on that tweet that I had been trying to get an answer for months, that is not a lie. That was not a lie in any way, shape, or form, right? I got my first prescription in September of last year. Literally, September of last year is when I first got this prescription for this new medication, right? And I would call up again and again and again. I would call CVS being like, have you ordered the medication? And they're like, I don't know what this is. I've never heard of this medication before. I'm like, that's because it's new. Can you order it? And they're like, oh, we'll try to order it. And then the next day they would call like, it didn't show up. And I'd be like, why didn't it show up? And then be like, I don't know why it didn't show up. Our supplier just didn't buy it. How about you try a different medication? And I'm like, how about you try the one that my doctor wrote a goddamn prescription for? How about you do that? And then literally I got so busy with doing in space, all the post-production stuff, that I actually, I didn't get an answer for so long that prescription expired, right? So I had to circle back around, get a new prescription, go back to CVS. And I thought that it was like, this was now a month ago at this point. I thought that in the interim, it must not be a new medication anymore. It must not be. People must have heard of this mythical Astaris, and then people could probably have an idea of where to get it. And so I go to the CVS to get this goddamn prescription, and they still tell me that it doesn't exist. And I'm like, they give me this thing, well, we ordered it, but your insurance won't cover it, or it might be out of stock at the manufacturer. You know what? They fucking weren't, because I called the manufacturer and I said, why is CVS not getting this goddamn thing filled? And even they were like, we don't know why they wouldn't. There's been people at CVS who have gotten this before. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean that people have gotten it? Why am I the bad guy here? And the craziest thing is that when I finally made that tweet was the only time that someone actually tried to answer my question. But even during that call, I called them and I was like, can you tell me what's going on? No. Can you, why is the supplier not buying it? I don't know. Can you talk to the supplier? No. And I'm like, what? And so what they did is they called the pharmacy that I got it at to finally be like, why is this not happening? And what it turns out is there was another CVS 20 minutes down the road that had it. And yet this CVS, they're all CVS, didn't fucking know that because they didn't type in their system, where is this thing? And I was like, God, it was 20 minutes down the road the whole time, and you didn't even tell me. So all I did was have the prescription transferred, and a day later, boom, I had it. But it's like it never would have happened if someone just gave me a goddamn straight answer. Anyway, that's my little rant about that. I am now done about that. I forgot how angry I was, right? Because the problem was I was angry and then I went to the hospital. So I got like things shifted real quick, right? Things took a turn for the difference. So is the med any better for you? Honestly, it's too early to tell because I just started a few days ago. So there's like a transitionary period. And also like I'm not gonna give any recommendations for stuff like that. So far so good. I haven't exploded. I will say that. I'm sleeping better. That's what I'll say. I can't speak to anything because I haven't tried it long enough. But, you know, so honestly, this might not have even been worth it. But so far, so good. I don't know if it's like placebo effect where I have to love it. You know what I mean? After all the trouble that I've been through, it's like I must. But like, it's just anyway. So, but like I said, it's not something that I wanted to like talk about publicly because it's not your problem. But then it's the only way that it can work. I haven't yelled at a corporation in a while, you know. I've not. Last one was Del Monte, or actually Takis was dead to me. So, you know, having a good old fight with a corporation is always a fun endeavor, you know. Always fun. Anyway, I'm good. I'm good, guys. I'm good. Yeah, any type of thing about like prescription stuff, that's a conversation between you and your doctor. That's a conversation that for medical professionals to take care of, which oddly enough, you know what? It's not like pharmacists aren't medical professionals, but my doctor wrote the prescription. Why should an insurance company even have any say in what? I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it. Okay, all right, I'm here for Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to tell you about In Space with Markiplier Part 2, which is coming out Monday. That's gonna be a real fun time. Link in description, set a reminder, or I'll find you. Anyway, go. I did not realize how fucking angry I was about that. Oh, God. Anyway, it's all good now. It's all good now. I'm good. It's all good. Okay, so what was I doing? I've completely forgotten what I was doing.